Welcome to Point Me to a Profession. On today's Gist of the Job, we're joined by Jennifer, who has worked in company secretarial teams for 7 years. Let's find out what being a company secretary is all about.
So broadly speaking, it's somebody who supports the company and its directors to meet their legal, governance and regulatory obligations.
Within the parameters of company law.
The company secretary is in a unique and trusted position because you work with top leadership. You are effectively an independent advisor to the business.
So it sounds like the company secretary puts processes in place to make sure that the company does the right thing with regulatory and perhaps certain legal responsibilities that the company has. So you're overseeing the processes and, importantly, the way that those decisions are made. So certain people are making certain decisions so you won't have bias, for instance.
Yeah, exactly. That's another key element of a COSEC's role.
What does an average day look like?
It can really vary as our remit is broad and priorities can often change at short notice. A typical day involves responding to emails and meetings with other internal stakeholders, as well as attending board and committee meetings. So I guess a more practical example of how we support the business is advising and also facilitating the decision-making process and creating and ensuring the business follows governance framework that's in place. I work for a publicly listed business, so we often have to release announcements, for example, to the London Stock Exchange. And then there's also the bigger annual projects, which include the annual shareholders meeting and the annual report.
What soft skills would you mention for being a good company secretary?
So you need to be somebody who champions and promotes doing the right thing. Of course, you'll need an interest in company law and governance too. You'll also need strong attention to detail. So we need to ensure the accuracy of information we disclose, for example. And also, you'll need to be able to build good relationships and be a good communicator.
And when you're talking about being a good communicator, you're talking about that in the spoken sense and in the written sense, because not only are you communicating with people in all areas of the business, as we've discussed, you're also writing official reports which are published to the public.
Yeah, that's absolutely correct.
What hard skills do you need to get into this position, including qualifications?
Yes, by qualifying through the Corporate Governance Institute or through an accredited university. COSEC work is very broad, so the courses will typically include modules in corporate law, finance, governance, strategy, and corporate secretarial practice.
What are your favourite things about working in a company secretarial role?
We really are at the heart of the organisation, so it's interesting being close to the business, how the business works, and from the inside out, and also material business decisions.
Has this sparked your interest? If so, on the longer episode coming out next, we go into more specifics of the job. For instance, what does the structure of the company secretary team look like? And how does this impact career progression? As well as diving further into the strategic and influential impact that the role has. See you in the next episode.